Good evening, it's 8:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, May 20th, 2019. This video is not going over the price or the routine. Today, I'm going to explain to everybody in depth how this market is manipulated and how I can prove it. Okay. During the months of 2017 September, one of my friends noticed there was two unusual trades in Litecoin that were the same market size. The largest orders in the order book posted to two sides, a buy and a sell, of Litecoin. The current amount is around 2268.06, and the other 2268.06 is embedded in this 2277. All right. Now, I knew what they were right away as soon as I seen them, being that they're the same market size, positive plus a negative. See it, 268.06, and the other one's buried in here. You'll see it during, I'll leave it on, you'll see it during probably the videotape of this, because this is going to be very thorough. I'll take as long as I need to, and I will not rush. Now, I've noticed those two trades were posted, and then I noticed that when this one's price was brought down, lower to the mid-market price, and this one was brought further away from the mid-market price, we've seen a decline in the market. All right. Then, when this one went further away, you see it, 2268. You just seen it. It just briefly made itself available. Then, when the top sell wall moved further away from the market price and the bottom buy wall came closer to the mid-market price, the market went up. So immediately it became suspicious. I started calling Coinbase, hey, what's going on here? You guys got the classic Kettling wall trades here that one of your traders is putting up. He's using it to the two largest orders in the exposed order book. And those two trades, after watching them, I've noticed that they're using their volume to control the mid-market price. It's not hard. They're Kettling wall trades. They force the price of whatever you're trading in between the two Kettling walls. Kettling, like the police do to crowds when they get rambunctious. So I've been calling them for about a year. So after a while, I've been going to different agencies to report this illegal manipulation, because again, if you go to the trading rules of Coinbase, they tell a trader before he starts to read the user agreement. You read the user agreement, it says in plain English that any price manipulation is strictly prohibited. So you, as a trader concerned about risk, well, naturally, if it's in user agreement terms, I'm covered. There is no risk that manipulation will occur. Well, it's a lie. Then, to top it off, it took me a while. I went to CFTC. I explained it to them. They understood it, but for some reason, they issued a subpoena to Coinbase, like maybe in May, as soon as I talked to them, but I don't know the outcome of that. The subpoena was issued right away. I told them on May 17th of 2018, after I showed them everything, I talked to the head lawyer of the CFT, plus three or four of other subordinate lawyers out of Chicago. Her name is Susan Grandam. Okay? They understood what I was saying. I totally explained it to them. They understood it. Okay. Um, After I spoke to them, they understood what was going on. They issued a subpoena maybe a couple of weeks later. I don't know what happened to it. So I didn't hear anything, so I went to the New York State Attorney General. I spoke to their office. I gave them the link. They sent me a letter saying make yourself available to testify in the near future. That was from the New York State Attorney General's office. Okay? I explained it to them. They took notes. They reviewed it. Yes, Mr. Russo, you're right. Please make yourself available at a moment's notice to testify. Same thing with the CFTC told me. Mr. Russo, you're right. Please make yourself available to testify in the near future. Well, it's a year now, and I've been waiting. I didn't hear anything, so I said, well, if they're not bent on doing anything or they're going to drag their feet, the next agency I can call is the New York Department of Financial Services, which is very recent. So I sent the New York Department of Financial Services. I spoke to Michael Grief. He's out of the Consumer Assistant Unit of the New York Department of Financial Services. Well, Mr. Grief basically told Coinbase, you have to answer this inquiry. It's part of our bylaws of giving you a bit license out of New York. Well, Coinbase did. They marked it confidential. And what it stated in the letter is that those two trades, the same market sites, ones that are posted on each side of the order book, were owned by their market maker. And the market maker was allowed to do it because he provides liquidity. And they also said, he's the only market maker they have on Litecoin and also on all the other trading pairs on Coinbase. That's what it stated in the letter, on this letter that I showed you. I didn't write that letter. Coinbase said that. So they try to compare themselves, just like NASDAQ. We have market maker, one. So I turned around and I go, wait a minute. Don't compare yourself to NASDAQ because, first of all, each security on average on NASDAQ has 14 market makers. That's a given. Anybody who's been over there, and the reason why they have so many market makers is so not one market maker can't dominate the other and monopolize that security to enrich themselves. And the whole fact of that seemed to have escaped Coinbase. They have one market maker. He's monopolized the whole, for example, Litecoin market, where what I discovered was that he's manipulating the market for one thing and one thing. Oh, you see over here? I'll show you this. A market maker is supposed to buy liquidity, and his spread is dictated from the top buy price to the top low price. He makes these trades happen right here. This is his spread. He'll earn a penny a coin, 2 pennies a coin, whatever. What he was doing is not that. What he's doing is he's using his walls to plunge the price down 5 to 10% by moving those two walls down. He triggers your stop loss, takes your coin, you take your loss, he takes your coin. Then he triggers those two trades up, which raises the price because their volume is the largest in the exposed order book, and they're the closest to the mid-market price. Of course, they're going to move the price, and then he dumps those coins onto the open market. Not at the 2-cent spread, but a $2 spread. And again, in this letter, Coinbase tried to cover that up by saying, oh, he doesn't post either trade further than 40 to 44 cents away from the mid-market price. And then you go over there and you look at his walls, you can see right here, I've never seen it posted 40 to 44 cents unless he was manipulated one way or the other. If he posted this to 40 to 44 cents and the other one $1 away, he wanted the price to go down. The vice versa, the price goes up. He's using those two trades to manipulate. And since when is a market maker allowed to post trades when all she's supposed to be there is providing liquidity and making the difference from the spread, making his profit from the spread? So they got caught down there. Any trader could tell you a market maker makes his money off the USD spread. You see this 3-5 cents between the trades? He's doing such high volume, high traffic, even though it's a few cents per coin, he can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. In this case, this guy's making probably $50,000 in an hour. So the market maker here is a criminal. If he is a market maker. I mean, Coinbase said he was a market maker. As far as I know, when you lie on one part of a statement, one part you lie on this statement, this whole thing's a lie. You understand? If he says he's posting 44 cents and I take out a calculator and you're 69 cents and 89 cents away, then everything in this statement is bullshit. Now, I'll show you the simple formulas of how we know the market makers manipulating the market. Okay, a simple calculator, and this is how you prove it. We know his first wall is at 93.30. 93.30. Then you add it to the bottom wall. Let's take a look for that bottom wall. It's 2,000 and change. And we've seen it, it's embedded in here. 91.30. We already seen it. Okay? And you just simply divide it by 2 to get an average. 92.30. We're 15 cents away, but don't worry. It'll move to that 92.30. Give it time. Right now, we're less than 1% away. Maybe we're a fifth of a percent away. So that's how I know that those two walls are used to manipulate the market. Okay? And if you want to find out which way the market's going to go, again, it's a really ridiculous simple formula, which involves mid-market price and the price of the walls. Okay? You see this? 93.30. Let's just clear it. There you go. 93.30 minus 92.11. That's how close the wall is to the mid-market price. Nowhere near 40 to 44 cents. Again, that's what they stated in here, 40 to 44 cents. Does that look like 40 to 44 cents? Now you're going to do the next wall. Okay, 92.12 minus. Let's look for that bottom wall. It's probably embedded in this 4,000. 91.30. He likes 82 cents. Now, where the difference is the smallest, that's where the price is going. Okay? Okay, this is the bottom wall is further away. I'm sorry. the top wall to sell is further away than the bottom wall from the mid-market price, it means the price is going up. If it's the other way, if it's vice versa, down we go. It's simple formulas. So this market is being rigged. It's proven by simple math. Pardon me, I got a frog in. You could just see that 4,000 is being used to put a false buy signal to get the price to go up. It's triggering everybody else's bots to start buying. It's really pathetic. It's so easy to see. I can have an 8-year-old sit down here and explain this whole thing to you. So that rounds up the case that I have against Coinbase. The only thing is that if the market, they know, they have full knowledge, their market makers manipulate the market to give himself a $2 spread rather than a couple of cents spread. So that's theft. That's collusion of theft right there. And he's also stop-loss hunting in order to get a $2 spread. Well, people, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys learned something from this. You got to start calling up the CFTC, and you got to start complaining. Start filling out the forms. Don't be lazy, or these guys are going to keep robbing you. Good luck on your trading. You're going to need it.